Wes Bye. I'm running for the board position representing voting group 3 for the 3-year term. I'm currently a board member, and I'm asking you to let me continue in my position to keep the ball rolling on issues and projects facing our great neighborhood. A little bit about me. I was blessed to be able to retire at 55 and retire to something rather from something. What I mean by that is I love my job, but I love golfing, RVing, and spending time with my friends even more. I spent 33 years with a major insurance company. I managed a special investigative unit for many of those years. This unit handled very complex claims, which sometimes involved issues of arson and fraud. This allowed me to acquire a very unique skill set, which involved critical thinking, complex planning, and most important, non-judgmental listening. My wife and I moved here in 2013, and I've enjoyed the great outdoor activities and making good friends. Mostly, we've enjoyed this community and getting involved in everything this resort has to offer. I say resort because that's what we are. We're a destination resort. As part of the board, I want to address the issues that keep us known as a destination resort. Our current board has been doing a great job of addressing issues critical to our future. We're addressing a new management contract, a discussion and evaluation of future improvements to our sports centers, and other issues such as landscaping, roofing, improving common areas, roads, and fire prevention. I can tell you that our board, our management company, and subcommittees have been actively engaged in addressing these issues timely and effectively. Myself and other current board members are committed to addressing these issues head on. We've been effective because we focused on transparency and accountability. I'm proud to belong to a board that actually gets along and respects each other and their opinions. I initially made the decision to join the board earlier this year because I could see some dissension with a couple of now past board members and their commitment to simply not get along with anybody. It was hard for the board to effectively and timely address important issues. They only wanted to support their own self-interest. I don't have an agenda. I continue to commit to listening to all the voices here in Eagle Crest. You'll find I'm a pretty upfront guy. As a committed member to the board, I want to continue to use my skill set to resolve issues and listen to the needs of the community. I'll be transparent about issues and any information that I can share so that you can understand and provide feedback. But mostly, I want to be available to you and timely in my responses when you reach out to me for something. People ask me why I want to join the board. The short answer is, I care about what happens here. I'm vested. I will continue to try to make a difference, and I hope that you allow me the opportunity to do so. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Monty Knittel, and I'm running for the open position for 1 year at voting group number 3. If we haven't met before, you might know me because I'm currently on the RECOA board, and I'm currently the president of the board. So when you get your e-blast on Friday afternoons, there starts with the president's message, and that's usually something that I've written specifically to keep owners informed of what we're doing, what's going on around here. My wife Patty and I bought our first home here at Desert Sky in 2006. We came here for the golf, the sports centers, the hiking, everything that Central Oregon is all about. But once we got here, we decided there's one more thing, and that was the wonderful people here. Many dear friends we have here from our time here. We retired here full-time in 2018, never had a regret at living in Eagle Crest. My career, I was 30-year career in healthcare and hospital administration. Prior to that, I was a college professor. I believe in community service with over a dozen boards that I've served on. But the most important board is the RECOA board. RECOA is a big organization. I've been told that we are the second largest HOA in the state of Oregon with 1,750 homeowners. I would even argue that we are the most complicated HOA in the state of Oregon. 1,750 homeowners, but some are in homes, and then we have 7 separate neighborhoods with specific legal requirements that the board has to administer in running those neighborhoods. It's an important job. and it deserves talent and time to do it. My record, experience, I've been doing this for a few years, so my learning curve is less, although I still have things to learn. Strong communication, it's a commitment that I have. Transparency, no hidden agendas. My agenda is for us to have a well-run board. Being conservative in our money, make sure that we spend money in the right ways. And then vision is probably the most important. It's the easiest thing in the world to just take care of the day-to-day operations. But in our organization, where we've been here long enough that the honeymoon is kind of over, it's time to think ahead for livability and home values and how that works in the future. All these things, I'm delighted to have the opportunity to get your vote to serve on the board for another term. And I'm happy to talk with anyone individually. My email address, RECOA, Monty Y, RECOA @gmail.com. Hope we have a chance to talk. Thank you very much.
Good day. My name is Julie St. Peter, and I am running for a seat on the RECOA Board of Directors from Voting Group 2. My husband and I have been owners since 1985, having a timeshare at the resort. Then buying a home in 2015 on the Ridge and moving here from Bellevue, Washington to live full-time in 2018. I attended the University of Washington School of Nursing and upon graduation enjoyed a 48-year career. In 1990, I went back to the University of Washington and received my certification in orthopedics, then back again in 1995 for certification in healthcare management. As a daily operations manager at a large orthopedic clinic, I learned to think on my feet, keeping the whole clinic picture in mind, to move personnel around to fill all the needs of the clinic to serve our patients on that day. Keeping the whole picture in mind is essential when important decisions are on the table. Community success is heavily dependent on owners who step forward to serve. I would like to personally thank those of you who have done so. Your service to our community is invaluable. You have given your gifts to ensure Eagle Crest remains a thriving community. Something I would like to continue to be a part of in running to be a board member. I've spent the last year as the appointed board director from Voting Group 2 when the seat was vacated before the completed term. I have received practical, on-the-job experience to understand how policy and procedure work within the board of directors. I believe I can continue to contribute sound decision-making, keeping all Eagle Crest owners at top of mind. Eagle Crest is a great place to live. Let's work together to keep that good life moving forward. This last year, the seated members of the board have made a conscious effort to work together, to listen to each other, to give each other opportunity to speak, to respectfully agree to disagree, to support our fellow board members, and vote in the best interest of all Eagle Crest owners. My hope is to keep that intact as we move the vast agenda in front of the board forward. I would continue to come to board meetings fully prepared, having read all agenda material provided. Continue doing appropriate research to augment that preparedness. Listen to owners and bring critical thinking to the table for sound decision making. Thank you for allowing me to continue to serve by gracing me with your vote.
First of all, I'd like to thank Joe Kasanovic for providing these videos for everybody, a chance to meet you and ask for your vote. My name's Blaine Field. I'm running for the RECOA board, representing group number 2. My wife Julie and I have lived in Eagle Crest since 2010, full-time, first in Creekside, then in Forest Greens. We have friends in all 3 neighborhoods, Forest Ridge, Forest Greens, and Creekside, that we will use as resources for issues that may come up in your neighborhood. Hope to be able to help all of you that I can. I walk the puppies daily. I have 2 little Shih Tzus, Emmy Lou and Waitland, and I walk. You may have seen me out there. is my own personal walkthrough that I do throughout the resort. And I see issues out there. I see projects that are being worked on and projects that have been completed. My background, I worked for Precision Cast Parts Corporation for 29 plus years. I'm retired. I was a quality engineer and auditor for the company. I verified contract specifications. I had to make sure that we followed their contracts, their specifications, and government specifications. The products we made were aerospace products, and it was my responsibility that all items conformed when they were ordered. Since they were aerospace, we had government contract issues that we had to resolve also. I spent over 20 years as a high school basketball and youth basketball referee. Learned a lot about conflict resolutions, calming issues down and making sure the rules were followed. I spent last year as a marshal and starter on the golf course. I interviewed for that volunteer position with Clint O'Neill, and his first question was, what is your experience with conflict resolution? When I told him I'd refereed basketball, he said, no more questions, we're all done, you're hired. So whether it's basketball or golfers or business issues, my concern is that we follow the rules and make sure that things are done correctly, whether it's with our contractors, whether it's with our management company, or even within the board itself. My desire is that the people I represent, if they see something, they say something, and I'll be listening. And if I see something, I will say something, and you'll hear about it too. So with that in mind, I'm asking for your vote for board, and thank you for listening to the video.